The Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus can be summed up in one word. Yeah. I wasn't going to ever get this mould, as it's been talked to death by every other Transformers reviewer. However, Amazon had it on sale for $50 Australian, which is about 2 cents USD by the time this video is uploaded. It was the last one in stock as well, so my autistic spending habits kicked in and now I have this thing. To start in vehicle mode, this figure is poorly represented. Look at those smokestacks, my god! You may notice I'm missing a shoulder cannon. That's because I dropped the figure about 5 seconds before filming the review. Go me. Now, turning the figure around, you'll be able to open up the... Wait, is it stuck, you may ask? No. They got rid of the main feature Ultra Magnus is supposed to have, which renders this vehicle mode useless. The only other storage you get is 2 small deluxe class figures on top. This vehicle mode is unacceptable as a car carrier, and they should have just done away with it or incorporated it into the figure rather than just being a glorified upgrade kit. Here's the figure alongside some Voyager and deluxe class figures for scale. Now, onto transformation. It doesn't. The most transformation you'll get is that. I decided to, on this figure here, there is a pin here. You can just like pop that out and it makes the other robot mode look a bit nicer. So take that off if you've unhooked that. Otherwise, it's just it just floats up like that. Then you want to just untab that. It does take a bit, and this has already come apart. Take that one off, and it just comes apart. It's not that great. This bit here, this is the part where the thing came off. I will super glue it back on because I'm not going to put it in vehicle mode anymore. I'm going to use, I've got some Revel glue from like a Revel model kit. So I'm just going to use that on there. Plop the other thing on and then we should be good to go. Here's the actual figure. I mean, it's not great, but like, it's great to connect to the rest of it, I guess. This part here, it's really tight. There's this bit here is slotted onto there. You just want to take that off. Same on the other side. There we are. And now these bits, you can just take that off, take that off. There you go, you have Ultra Magnus in bits. It's like the movie. Except it's not supposed to be like that. Now, this figure here, all you need to do is bring the legs down. Very nice ratchet joints on there. These should be together like that. You just want to take them apart. Take the arms out. You can just fold them around like that. Do that. Now what you want to do here is you want to spin this whole thing around here. Make sure not to catch the arm at all. Spin the whole thing around. Bring this up. And then squeeze. Before you do that, bring this part forward. Flip the head out. Wait until it clicks. Whee! Wait until it clicks. It should be nice and clicked in there. Put those together. Squeeze that all together. Make sure this is the one that's facing around. If you have the other one around, you can actually tell. It goes out a little bit. This is the Ultra Magnus belt. Just make sure that you got the Optimus Prime-ish, the Prime-ish belt there. And then you're done. Actually, no, hang on, sorry. Flip these out. And then you're done. You're done. I really like this robot mode. It's a beautifully done chug scale Optimus figure. Very bulky, but it still has that really good articulation that you see on all of the new generations figures. This figure has some really good balance to it as well. You wouldn't think with the big plate on the back. but it can hold some really dynamic poses with relative ease. Now, for the accessories. He has an axe that he can hold, a gun that he can hold, and a sword that he can't hold. Fun. The reason for this is that the accessories for this figure actually come from the Velocitron Scourge. Now, in the original Shattered Glass comics, Ultra Magnus used the Robots in Disguise 2001 Optimus and Scourge design. This brings into question, why not use that mould for this figure? You used his weapons and Matrix, but didn't think to pay homage to the original comic? It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, let's move on to the Magnus armor. This mode alone is worth the $50. People talk about how they don't like this Magnus mold, and that it's nowhere good as, let's say, the Titans Return Magnus, but I respectfully disagree, as this figure's posability is amazing for a leader class. You can get him into the concept Optimus pose, the pose that not many figures can do. I know I said this was a glorified upgrade kit before, but there was an emphasis on the word glorified. This thing is amazing! For $50. I would not buy any version of this figure for the asking price, which in Australia is about $110, or 1 cent USD by the time this video is uploaded. Moving on, I added a repro label on top of the pre-existing Autobot symbol, as I will be using this as a Delta Magnus figure, as opposed to the Shattered Glass version of Magnus. Speaking of the Shattered Glass version, if you want to make this into the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, all you need is the replacement headpiece. Now this is a fantastically sculpted little bit here. So what you want to do is you want to take the head and just yank it off. Ow, ow, ow. And then you want to pop on this head. Oh, hang on. There we are. Pop it on and it'll be on there. Now, my copy, this head is very, very flimsy. Like, doesn't want to stay up at all. Like that, it must be like something in it, because when you put it all the way back, it like sponges back forward again. Do it hard enough, and it just goes all the way down again. This one here, very, very odd like that. That's why I have the Delta Magnus head on there most of the time with the Autobot symbol. Because, I mean, if I'm going to try and pose it, like have him look up, like, see, that's fine, that's not. You can't look up straight, he has to look up like that. You can't actually look up all the way when he's doing that. He can look up like that, but he falls back forward. Even if I have him like that, it's just because of the sponginess in the neck there. So, take that back off. Put this one back on. This one's a lot tighter and it poses a lot nicer. Not a very good noise though. That's a lot tighter on there. You can very much tell that this is just the original Ultra Magnus head from the Kingdom version, meant to fit it, and then this one here is like, I don't even know if it has the same clearances or not on it, because it looks like there's like a small gap there where the light hot piping is. By the way, light piping on a thing that has painted over eyes in the different color than the light piping is. This is a completely different, this is a new sculpt. Why would they paint over the eyes in a different color than the light piping? For posability on this figure, that you can T-pose, you can do the splits, you can, the ratchets still stay, which is very nice. They're not a very good backwards leg, unless you untab that, you can get a proper bend back at the knee. Otherwise, you have to pull that back and then over, and even then you don't even get 45 out of that. You don't even get 45 degrees of tilt out of that one, which is quite annoying. But forward, you can go pretty much all the way there, down there, just under 90, which is unfortunate. These ones, what do they do? The full rotation there, wrist rotation. They could have done an opening hand gimmick, like, I mean, they had the extra plastic to do this, and then they just threw in a bunch of random accessories that this one he can't even hold. Like, watch. He can't even hold it because guess what? There's a little tab there. There's a little tab there. Hang on. There's a little tab there. For the shield that he doesn't need. Because what I don't understand. The only way he can hold the sword is if he holds the shield with it. And that looks shit. Like, I'm sorry, but that looks shit. That's just an axe with a shield on top of it. And it's not even that great of an axe either. It's more of a... But I do love this figure for what it is, which is an amazing Delta Magnus figure. And that's what I'm going to be having him as, with the Autobot logo there. And everything that makes Ultra Magnus Delta Magnus. Like his big gun, which, I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's a little bit loose. Then again, that could just be the one left second-hand Amazon version. But this here is a figure that I have a love-hate relationship with. Love the robot mode, as long as it's with the Delta Magnus look to it, rather than the actual Shattered Glass Magnus. Everything else about it is kind of meh. Like the actual robot mode, like under all the upgrade kit parts, it's not too great. There's a lot of faff that goes into it. The vehicle mode is atrocious. You can only fit 2 small deluxes on, whereas with the new SS86 one, which I will give, it is a Commander, but this is a Voyager with an upgrade kit, honestly. And even then, it's not as good as what upgrade kits can do. Like, it's very disheartening, unfortunately. But I will keep it for this mode in particular, because I do like Delta Magnus as the look to it. I like the Delta Magnus look, like the nice red and blue, very much like Optimus, but it's more like a powered up version of him sort of thing. Sort of like a Power Master, except it looks like Ultra Magnus. And this could even be Ultra Magnus before he became Ultra Magnus. And then I can buy the SS86 Ultra Magnus and be like, yeah, this is an upgrade version of Delta Magnus, to cope with the fact that I have 2 of the same figure. I also have the Seekers. That's what I do as well. Yeah, that's the end of this video. After I've finished talking, I will show you a couple product shots in robot mode with just a bunch of random poses with the other figures that I have here as like a little team sort of thing. So like a team shot. But then yeah, that's the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.